Well, it looks like it's not going to be as active this upcoming week as last week, and we're going to be shifting our pattern to a Greenland high. I'll be talking about that and more in today's Blue Water Outlook Weekly Weather Briefing. Stay tuned. Okay, let's start off by looking at any impacts going on. And I want to bring to your attention the flooding going on right here. We have pretty widespread flooding due to the recent rain. We have some cold weather that's pushed in, some frost and freeze conditions expected. Maybe some more heavy rain in the lower Mississippi next week. But boy, did we have a lot of severe weather last week. The magenta colors are large hail. The yellow is high winds, damaging winds, and the green dots are very heavy rain. So very active spring week. And look at all the tornadoes we had last week. Dozens of tornadoes clustered around Kansas City, another cluster in the upper Midwest, Iowa, Wisconsin, and northern Illinois, parts of Michigan as well. Now we had lots of heavy rain over Wisconsin and Michigan and parts of the Midwest, and that's been a pattern we've had now sort of for the last week or so. So that's resulting in some pretty significant flooding. Now we also have had some snow last week at higher elevations of the west, and you can see that snow right here. That's not necessarily unusual in April to get this snow, and it's been really quiet as far as the snow season in many areas. So temperatures last week were well above normal, anywhere in red, but look at how things have changed, because up in the top right, all those blue dots are near record lows this morning. So we went from unusually warm, record hot weather to now some record cool weather. And the warmest weather last week, anything in the brownish shades made it above 80, anything in the red made it above 90. But the cold front that brought all the severe storms is pushing off to the east. There'll be another day of some severe storms over parts of the northeast U.S. today, but that is shifting off to the east, and it should be bringing in some more stable air. But like I said, lots of flooding, especially in the areas in red and purple. It's moving down the Mississippi here and attenuating as it gets down below St. Louis. But part of these feeders into the upper Mississippi, moderate flooding or even major flooding in spots. And you can see that on the upper Mississippi here. Rock Island is getting into moderate flood at Muscatine. Burlington, well into moderate flood, but then by the time it gets down to St. Louis, you can see we get a rise, but it starts to attenuate. Now I talked about that change in pattern. We've been in this blue pattern, Pacific Ridge. Models are showing a shift to a Greenland high, and what that does is it allows the jet stream to sag to the south. I'll show you what that means. Well, here's the system that is moving through right now, bringing the colder air in. It's going to be real quick, because by the middle of the week we're going to have a ridge of high pressure building over a large part of the nation. That should allow temperatures to warm. But look at the west. Here's this system from the west, and that is going to affect the west coast. But then by this time next weekend, that Greenland high takes over. Look how that jet stream sags to the south. Okay, so what does that mean for temperature? What does that mean for precipitation? Well, here's temperature, and take a look at each one of these 5-day chunks, and you can see in the central and eastern U.S. areas of blue start in this area up here, and they gradually expand over large parts of the central and eastern U.S. as that Greenland high pattern begins to dominate. So that's temperature. So anything in the central and eastern U.S., the trend is cooler. Now what about rain? Okay, well, we're going to have some severe storms today in this region and here, and some additional rain, but overall not as active. Some heavy snow in the Sierras and on the immediate west coast, and then in the lower Mississippi. So let's look a little bit further out now. This is week 2. I think I want to point out a couple things here, but the main thing is take a look at how this cool air, this is week 2, this is below normal, but look at weeks 3 and 4 right in here. So parts of the Midwest, once that cool air moves in, it's going to last for a while. And then also take a look at the precipitation. I don't see anything right now that's real significant, but I guess I'm always thinking of agriculture here, key ag states. Soil moisture replenishment. This rain we've had recently has really helped, and it looks like maybe as we get out here past maybe past the Greenland high, maybe a little bit of rain here in weeks 3 and 4 again. So anyway, I think the big story is going to be it's quieting down gradually, although we'll still have some severe storm activity today. And then after that, some midweek warm up, and then it looks like Greenland high, many parts of the nation, some cooler weather as we get into late April, maybe into early May. Have a great week. Take care.